Fortunately, all the chairs are already turned, so that makes it a little bit easier to do this. I work at PWC. PWC is a consulting company. I've never been to a meeting where I got so many questions. Actually, what is the company you work for? So just to get that clear. And as a consultancy company, for us, diversity is a very strategic theme. In order to engage with a broad client base and to be innovative with your solutions, diversity is key. Having said this, 10% of the partner group here of PwC in the Netherlands is female, which I just learned, which is about the average in Italy if you look at executives. So we may not be as forward as we hope we are within even my own organization. So one of the key things that PwC focused on years back was gender diversity. So there was a female network and I was completely gung-ho. I was so excited, and mind you, I was still straight at that time, so don't get the wrong impression. And I thought I was a young senior manager, and I thought I want to take leadership and in that network, be active, lead by example, exactly the theme we're discussing here today. So I went to the meetings, and I was totally unengaged with the themes that were discussed, because a lot of the issues that were addressed were not reality in my daily life. I didn't have issues with people I've been working for, because most of them were female. I didn't feel I was hindered by having more feminine qualities than male qualities, etc. So I got totally disengaged with that group, and I was disappointed in myself because I wanted to take a leadership role in that network. So what happens, you still get dot meetings in your agenda, but when they're there you always have a business reason not to go there, or there's a traffic jam or whatever. So it just died down for me as an activity that I really wanted to be part of, and also felt a responsibility to be part of. 2010, the Gay and Lesbian Network within PwC was founded. And there was this meeting, sort of kick-off meeting, for people who wanted to join or were interested or wanted to show their support. So I went there because in that intermediate period I met my wife. So I went there, and there were about 50, 60 people there, of which 3 women, and the rest were young gay men. So it was a great meeting. Catering was great, good sessions, etc. But I didn't feel really included, but it was okay. And then after the meeting, it was decided that we would actually start a gay and lesbian network within PwC. And some of the younger guys who were founding the board, they came to me and they said, well, we need you on the board. And with the experience of the female network, I was quite hesitant, because I thought, well, you know, to again try to be a leader and take this further, I don't know if it's something for me. And I said, no, we need you. We need you because if we don't have a woman on the board, we always have 3 women in these type of meetings. So we need a woman visibly as part of the network and attracting other women. Not that way again, but... and then they said, we need some gravity in the board. And I thought they meant that they needed a partner on the board, not the kilos there. But so I said to them, well, you know, I've had this bad, but I don't know whether this is for me. But if it's so important, yes, I will take the responsibility and be on the board and do my thing and play my role. I think from a personal development experience, that was one of the most profound things I've done in the last 5 years. And I want to share that with you, but in order to explain that, rather than do that in words, also keep you a little bit alive to the break, I have this short film that I hope somebody will start now.
If you've learned a lot about leadership and making a movement, then let's watch a movement happen start to finish in under 3 minutes and dissect some lessons. First, of course, a leader needs the guts to stand alone and look ridiculous. But what he's doing is so simple, it's almost instructional. This is key. You must be easy to follow. Now here comes the first follower with a crucial role. He publicly shows everyone else how to follow. Notice how the leader embraces him as an equal. So it's not about the leader anymore, it's about them, plural. Notice how he's calling to his friends to join in. So it takes guts to be a first follower. You stand out and you brave ridicule yourself. Being a first follower is an underappreciated form of leadership. The first follower transforms a lone nut into a leader. If the leader is the flint, the first follower is the spark that really makes the fire. Now here's the second follower. This is a turning point. It's proof the first has done well. Now it's not a lone nut, and it's not two nuts. 3 is a crowd, and a crowd is news. A movement must be public. Make sure outsiders see more than just the leader. Everyone needs to see the followers, because new followers emulate followers, not the leader. Now here come 2 more people, then 3 more immediately. Now we've got momentum. This is the tipping point, and now we have a movement. As more people jump in, it's no longer risky. If they were on the fence before, there's no reason not to join in now. They won't stand out, they won't be ridiculed, and they will be part of the in crowd if they hurry. And over the next minute you'll see the rest who prefer to stay part of the crowd, because eventually they'd be ridiculed for not joining. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how a movement is made. So let's recap what we've learned. If you are a version of the shirtless dancing guy, all alone, remember the importance of nurturing your first few followers as equals, making everything clearly about the movement, not you. Be public, be easy to follow. But the biggest lesson here, did you catch it? Leadership is overglorified. Yes, it started with the shirtless guy, and he'll get all the credit, but you saw what really happened. It was the first follower that transformed a lone nut into a leader. There's no movement without the first follower. See, we're told that we all need to be leaders, but that would be really ineffective. The best way to make a movement, if you really care, is to courageously follow and show others how to follow. When you find a lone nut doing something great, have the guts to be the first person to stand up and join in.
I tried to find the same video with the shirtless woman, but I couldn't find it on the YouTube. But this was, for me, this was a profound learning experience, because coming from an organization where in the business as a partner you're always supposed to lead and be, create stuff and make budgets and get things done, that perhaps the best I can bring to the table is being visible and be, or maybe not the first follower, but one of the followers creating the movement. And that's also what today I see a lot of different people in the audience, and I see some people who clearly take a leadership role and put themselves in front, etc. But everybody here is a leader or a follower. And that's one thing that I've learned from getting into the board of that network, is that it's not always about being very activist and getting stuff done, or trying to be the person who helps other people getting through a certain period, etc. The simple things, being there, being very visible within the organization, are important. Since I've been on the board, I have received many emails, calls, and had discussions with people who actually came out because they said, okay, if you can make partner within an organization when you are a lesbian and nobody seems to care, as long as you get your billable hours up, that provides a safe environment for me. So that's what I learned, and that's what I'm trying to do within the PWC network, but also in the outside world, with my clients, with my co-workers, etc. I'm not a lesbian lawyer, that would be too much, but I am Janet. And when people ask me about my private life, I'm very open and transparent about it. And to be honest, to date, I've never had a negative experience in my working environment. Even though I've worked with Japanese firms, I've worked with American firms, I've worked with men, I've worked with women, I've worked with gays. So I think a few of the things that were said earlier are, probably we restrain ourselves the most. There are environments that are more difficult, but please remember, being a follower is just as important as a leader. And it's also a responsibility we have toward our other lesbians out there and bisexuals out there. Thank you very much.